Question 4, the question is, if the school were to be represented as a single person, what would its personality be like in only 3 words? Winnie, since I have you, would you like to begin, please?
Okay, I guess the first thing that would come to mind is proactiveness. So in preparation of the kids coming back to school in September, I've seen a lot of things that school has implemented for COVID-19 policies and what sort of procedure they would follow. And in order for me to feel at ease to bring my children back, I've asked a lot of questions and they were all answered in very thought through. So I've also seen that they've changed the wave sensor at the door. Yep. So that there's minimal contact points. Parents are able to get the fob key once they are allowed to go back in instead of punching the key code. We have to bring our own cutlery and dishes so that there's no sharing of dishes, which is great. I think it was one of the fun parts of going to shopping with them and for them to pick out their own dishes and cutlery. There's also and there's still a lot of transparency because I was still able to see what the kids are doing through the phone application, and the teachers would call me whenever there's something that they want to discuss. So it's still very transparent, even though I can't go into the school right now. I know what's going on. The other thing is, and the other parents have mentioned before, we feel very welcomed into the school. We always are approached by smiling faces. You won't see teachers smile if they're not happy working at that school. So they're all very happy, very pleasant to talk to, very approachable. I ask them, I'm one of the very annoying parents that I would ask a lot of questions, and they don't seem to mind. They have the time for me. They would answer my questions. I never felt that I was being undermined. And then the last thing would be dependable, because the school has celebrated their 30th anniversary maybe 2 years ago, and that's enough experience to show that their team has the experience to watch my children, teach them. So I'm very happy with being able to drop them off at school, and I know that they're going to be in good hands.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You've given us so many good adjectives for the school. Proactive, approachable, dependable. These are really good adjectives for us. Alia, would you like to say something?
Yeah, so I think the 3 words, I mean, I'm sure there's many more, but I would say trustworthy, intelligent, and caring. So trustworthy and caring, I mean, I've talked already at length about how caring everybody has been. And trustworthy, I mean, I entrusted them with my kids when my older one was a few weeks shy of a year old. My younger one was, I think, 16 or 17 months. So it was hard, but I trusted them with my kids. They showered them with affection. They watched them grow up. They see my older one now and they say, oh my God, this is the same kid that came here as a baby and was sitting in the little high chair, and, you know, he had his little quirks, and they remember that. But for me, the part that made me feel comfortable was with my older one, I would come on all the field trips. And because I truthfully was really afraid, I thought all it would take is my little runner to take off on them, and how are they going to manage? So I would volunteer and come on a lot of field trips. And the way the teachers managed, I can't even manage my own children if I go to a pumpkin patch. And they manage, like all these kids, they just line them up, they count them again, they count them again. And so I felt a bit more comfortable. Well, with my younger one, there was a time where I really wanted to volunteer and there were too many volunteers. And I thought, oh my God, I can't send her. She's too young. She's the youngest one in the class. And the teacher sent me a picture from every step of the process. Mommy, I'm on the bus. I'm having fun. I'm sitting with the teacher. Mommy, we're at the theater. I'm having a great time. I'm sitting right next to the teacher. Mommy, we're on the bus. I'm passed out. I had a really great time. I'm really tired. Mommy, we're back at school. I'm really, really hungry, having my lunch. And for me, I literally wanted to cry. because this was my baby, the youngest in the class. I could have kept her home and she wouldn't have experienced that. But because the teachers have allowed me to trust them so much, I was able to allow her to enjoy that experience, and it was great. You should have heard the stories when she came home. So definitely trustworthy and caring, and intelligent, because like Nat said earlier, there aren't a lot of schools offering French immersion. And you got to look really hard to find that in a private school or in a daycare, or you have to travel really far. And so that's a really smart thing to do. Intelligent because of the way they lay out the academic program, the whole curriculum, everything about it just screams intelligent.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So Natalie, what about you? What's your take?
So to sum it up in 3 words is really hard, but communicative, honest, and empathy. Has honesty and is empathetic. So communicative, because yes, I have the same experience, because I was petrified allowing my only child, I only have one so I can't mess it up, to go to field trips without me. And the first few I went, and then just seeing how they manage the children, because I've seen other schools take kids to field trips, and I've literally wanted to roll down my window and say, you have one running, I'm not sure if you know, and there was no opportunity for that. So that was huge. I've never seen people count so many times in my life and count the heads and make sure and know where everybody is. So you know, that in itself. And yes, I also get the pictures. I'm on the bus, I'm doing this, she's doing great. Any concerns that I have, because I have a heightened sense of concern, going to locations that may have things that she could have an anaphylactic reaction to. So the communication, not just for myself personally in my situation, but across the board, is to all parents, and the communication around COVID. I mean, Sunrise was prepared before they needed to be prepared. I didn't have to worry in August that my school had no idea what they were going to do for COVID, because I was briefed along the way, at every step of the way during the summer. That is such a huge thing in the day and age that we live in. Honest, because I get honest feedback about Maya. I mean, these children are extremely bright. And if Maya is ever struggling with something or needs something, they will give me honest feedback. And a lot of parents may not want to hear honest feedback, but it's so important for your child's development. I mean, they're not brutal by any means, but if your child is struggling with something, they'll let you know. If your child excels in something, they will let you know. So that honesty is so important for your overall child's growth. And really empathy, because they understand we are working parents that have to try and parent our children the best way that we can, but they're so empathetic to each and every person's situation. And that attests to the overall values in the school. The fact that Miss Grace, Miss Gracia, Miss Ivy, all of them, 1, know me by name, 2, know my daughter's things, because it's all communicated. Everywhere you go, you can see where a child that has any type of issue, it's there, bold, you know, this is what you do for them, this is their plan. And just the fact that they actually care, and you can tell that they care, it's not put on. It's not, oh, I'm just, you know, looking after your kid because this is my business. It's not just a business. It is an environment where it's a family. So those are the 3 that I would use.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all of you for all the wonderful things that you have said to us. Just want to highlight on the technology advancement that we are currently having with the fob key. I think that's a good thing for all the parents. You don't have to touch the keypad anymore. Can you imagine with the pandemic ravaging on and all of you have to touch the keypad upon your return? That's not something that you would look forward to daily, right? And also with that touchless handicap button that we have installed as well. I think that is also a novelty to our children as well, now that they know how to open the door just by looking at it. These are some of the proactive steps that we have taken to try to minimize any contact with any part of the school building. And it's all in line with the health and safety protocols that our public health, as well as our Ministry of Education, is gearing towards. We just hope that the pandemic will sort of taper off, but I'm not sure. Today, with the numbers increasing, it's creating a lot of jitters among our parents again. But nevertheless, we will still move on.